Hey friends, welcome to What's Good in Your Neighborhood. I'm Lauren Nicole, and today I'm joined by my friend Johnny Joy, the one, the only.
As far as I can tell.
Thanks for coming in and chatting with me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Okay, I really love, what I love about hosting this podcast is the ability to really talk to folks and let them know about cool, unique things they might not have heard about before. And on a personal level, aside from like adoring you and the work that you do, we get to talk about your business today.
Yes.
So let's intro it. You are the proud new owner of Locomotive.
Yes, the Locomotive. Now, the Locomotive has been, it's a party bus. Let's just get that. People are like, what is it? It's a party bus. And with
it's a good time.
Yes, it is a good time. And it's a way for the community to experience all the other local businesses here in town, like in the food and beverage, community, safely and affordably.
Yeah.
Every single weekend with different themes.
Okay, so do you only do like themed things, or do people rent this out also?
They rent it out. Like we just had someone in the parking lot just rent it out for a concert at Red Rocks.
Oh, fun.
So they got 20 of their friends. They're renting it out. We drive them up there. We drive them back. They don't have to worry about. And safety is the number one goal, obviously. So that puts 20 people that get to go have a blast at a concert and not have to worry about it.
Or have to park at it.
Yeah, we can park the bus. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But like when you say theme, like this weekend is Where Did the Rum Go?
Okay.
It's a pirate theme.
Okay.
So we're going to like 4 or 5 different restaurants or breweries or distilleries. We never tell you.
You don't tell them?
No. You find out where you're meeting on the website when you buy your ticket.
Okay.
And that's a surprise.
Do most people do this just like as a group of friends where they buy like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6? Well, me, 1 or 2. It depends on how many friends you have,
When you're going on a party
Just
bus,
one.
you tend to find a lot more friends. It's amazing.
It's after the first stop or the second?
Well, whatever. You meet friends along the way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, you're real close.
Yeah, exactly. It's $25.
Okay.
That's it. And yeah, we just take you around. It's only local joints. That's it.
So when we go around, is there a set? I feel like before when we had a bus in town, it was like a set menu, set thing that you would do.
Yes. Well, we know.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, but you already know what the set is ahead of time.
Of course, yeah.
And so when you get there, you pay your tab individually at each place?
Yeah, you're
Tell
not
me how
required
that
to buy
works.
anything. We ask that you support local restaurants and also just to try what it is they have to offer.
Okay.
If you're going to a distillery that makes their own rum, we want you to try that. With tacos and tequila, that's our most popular crawl. We find all sorts of different places every single time that we do that theme, and we want you to try their food and try their drink, not just for the one ride, but so that you can go back. Maybe find something that you really like that you didn't know about. And this is a great way that we can.
No shortage of taco places.
Exactly.
Thank God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we do a queso tour? Is this a thing?
A queso tour?
Yeah.
That might just become one.
Can it just? I mean, like you could drink it or you could eat it. It's really up to you.
Shots of queso. Let's get wild.
Don't.
Yeah, but we got like
maybe we could cut that out because that's a little embarrassing. Y'all need to know about my cheese habits.
You should see the end of the tacos and tequila crawl. Anything goes.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that again, we get you to 4 or 5 different places without anyone having to drive.
How much time does it take?
About 4 or 5 hours. We spend about an hour at every location.
And we're starting at what time?
About 5.
Okay. Oh, that's.
Yeah, but if like say you don't get off work till 6, you can come meet us at 6 at the next location.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, you bring us back to the beginning.
Yes. Yeah, we begin and end at the same spot. So you got to get yourself to there, and then from there, we would drive everyone home if we could, but that would become a little bit of a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's 2 full-size school buses we have now.
Oh my gosh.
And we took out all the seats, put benches in there, LED lights, 140 decibel sound systems.
It's a discoteca.
Yes, it is a light show.
The discoteca entertainment?
No.
How much do we have to pay for that to happen?
We will allow you to play whatever music you'd like. We also do trivia on the bus, like bar trivia.
Okay.
Except for like every round, instead of having to sit your same seat at the bar waiting for them to tally up the round, we drop you off at a different bar. And then you go and have a drink, get back on the bus, we do more trivia. So, all sorts of things. Saturday is the thrift store crawl. You start off, get a drink in you, grab a bite to eat, then we take you to a thrift store. You pick out your outfit for the night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And again,
where'd you come up with all these ideas?
The Locomotive was around from 2018 to 2021, owned by an amazing couple, Lacey and Mike. They started the idea, and my wife and I rented it. Now, COVID, unfortunately, was a major gut punch for that business because trying to get 40 people together to take them to a place where 40 people could get together was obviously very, very tricky. And then it fell into another owner's hands. It didn't quite work out for him. So in January, my wife and I were out to dinner, and she said, I want to rent the bus again for my birthday. And so I called Lacey. I said, where is the bus? And she kind of told me that she had sold it and moved to Florida, and she's doing great. And I said, is the bus here in town? Like the original, the OG, the blue bus? And she said, yeah, my grandpa actually has it.
Stop.
It's over on Mark Sheffel and like Barnes. And I was like, no way.
Grandpa's in the disco bus.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's an old truck driver. He just happened to buy it. I guess he wanted to hang on to it. And so I went and talked to him, and we went back and forth. And yeah, I decided I'd buy it there on the spot. It definitely needed a little bit of love. You know, it sat in a dirt lot for a couple years. You know, but it has been fully refurbished. We bought a second one that's virtually brand new, and that one's all decked out now too, with custom paint jobs on both from a local artist.
Yeah, they're super fun.
Yeah,
I feel like people might not have imagined that, like, hey, the party bus looks like
I just love when people are like, I saw your bus. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty noticeable.
Yeah,
you know, and that's the goal. Is like, yes, it is a party bus, but it's also a responsible way for us to get people to bring more business to the local community, and that's the goal.
Well, but also I have to imagine the goal was your wife asked for a date.
Yes.
And so for listeners that are really, whose wives are asking for dates, the moral of the story is maybe, do we buy a business? Do we not buy a business?
No, you just rent the party bus.
No, just come to us instead. We did that.
Yeah, exactly. We took on that financial juggernaut for you.
I don't know how that conversation went. You come home and you go, yeah, we're going to have a party for your birthday. And like every other weekend.
Yeah.
Also.
Pretty much I said, instead of renting the bus for one night, why don't we just buy the business?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, that's a whole separate conversation. She is the mastermind behind, like, you know, doing the scheduling and doing a lot of the marketing and all that fun stuff. I just get to be the somewhat pretty face that comes and talks to folks about it. She doesn't like being on camera or microphones, so that's my job.
Not a lot of us do.
Yeah, well.
Okay, but a lot of people might actually recognize the voice. If you haven't recognized the voice already, you're a little recognizable.
Well,
the
luckily,
name in the community, the involvement.
Luckily, by the voice, I'll take that. And there was a time where my my reputation preceded itself for a whole different reason.
Well, let's talk about the good one first.
Yes, Mountain Country 107.3. I was the morning show host.
Yeah.
With Dave West for almost 8 years. And I stepped away from that in September. Get to be a stay-at-home dad now, which was really the driving force behind my decision to leave the radio and get to sleep an extra hour and a half every morning.
That's where it's at right
exactly.
there. I'm like, I remember that one time. That one morning I came to visit you over there, and I was like, whew.
Yeah.
Got to be where, when?
Yeah, and I had already been up for 3.5 hours by that point.
That's
Now, radio was a lot of fun, and you know, I'll always love my time with Mountain Country. But being a stay-at-home dad now with my 1 and my 5-year-old, it was just the best thing ever.
Well, and I'm sure they love having you there.
Yes.
And over those years, you really have given so much back to the community. We've been at countless fundraisers together.
Yeah.
I feel like you do all of this work, so this just feels like another extension of who you are.
Yeah.
To
Well, I'm
really
a fourth generation
community.
native of the Springs. My daughters are fifth generation natives of the Springs. My great-great-grandfather was the first judge of Colorado Springs. So,
no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had my rough patch. I was a bartender in town for years and years, and it turns out I had quite a drinking problem. Well, I had no problem drinking.
Stop it.
Yeah, but for years and years, it just kind of followed me out of the industry. And luckily, over 10 years ago, I got myself clean and sober and have been since, and decided that, you know, I was lucky to still be here. So it was my duty to give back as much as I could, whenever I could, as much as I could.
I totally see that in you and see the way that you serve the community in that way. So well done to you on
Thanks.
that. I feel like
I get sober and I buy a party bus company, you know, standard procedure.
It's of course. Safety first.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing, is I really want to stress the fact that, yes, it's called a party bus, but it's more like I want to call it a community bus, because we're getting a waiver drawn up right now so we can have kiddos on board, because, you know.
Well, maybe not to the taco and tequila crawl.
Not that. Hey, if we get the right waiver. No, I'm kidding. I kid. But come fall, we're going to do up to Cripple Creek for the leaves changing. We're going to do pumpkin patches. We're going to do stuff with Santa. We're going to do haunted house tours. We're going to do trick-or-treating, everything. So we want this to be, when you see the locomotive, it's not just, you know, tacos and tequila. It's a ton more.
Well, I like that you call it the community bus. It just doesn't quite have the same ring.
Exactly. So that's why I'm thankful to be here to let people know it is, in fact, a party bus. You'll have a good time on there, but there's going to be a time where, you know, entire families can come on the bus, and we're going to do stuff that's more than just going to like bars and distilleries.
Do you feel like really the fact of like you having a family now has really shaped that idea and that
Oh, absolutely.
like drive?
Well, there's just nothing like this in town, you know.
It's true.
And we started to think like, how can we get like Santa on the bus? You know, like to go deliver toys to charitable organizations during the holidays. How
that'd
can
be
we
so
get
fun.
kids to go do pumpkin patch tours? You know, there's so many different things that we can do. And yeah, I think about my kiddos on there and how much fun that would be for other parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do other stuff with like Santa's Workshop and some other orgs like that I could imagine that would be really fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so after this, we're gonna all the list of all the things. But
Okay.
in the meantime, you know all the best places to eat.
Yes. Well, not all of them, but I know a good number of them.
Quite a few of them. Do you have any favorites?
We did one that was kind of a surprise that a lot of people think is out of maybe their price range, and it's Carlos's Bistro.
Where is that?
Yeah, exactly. It's over on 21st Street.
Okay.
And I mean, the price point, like on the menu, it goes from caviar to chicken wings.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's won Zagat Awards, which is like, you know, that's like a Michelin star. It's up there. And we did a patio tour, and like their happy hour is absolutely insane. Anyone can afford it.
Okay.
That's what my wife and I, that's where we actually decided to buy the party bus. Was right there at Carlos's.
I feel like you're talking me out of going to Carlos's because I might spend too much money either on food or buy a business.
Well, you know, either or. Amazing Mexican joint that has welcomed us every time is called Zacalos.
Yeah, with the swings?
Yes.
That place is so cute.
Sergio, he's the owner, and he's a local guy, and he works his tail off.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like we don't even want him to advertise with us. We just want to say thank you because he's so accommodating, and the food's so tremendous. It's one of our favorite places to go.
I think there's
But I mean,
two ways.
the list
Two
is-
ways, right? We can make this list. We
Yeah.
can make this list with like, hey, what do we like to eat?
Yeah.
But also like, who do we generally like that's giving back to the community and involved in the community? Because I think that is really what makes Colorado Springs such a fun, unique place to be. And
Yeah.
I have seen it change and grow so much in the
course.
last 10 years. I mean, I'm not going to say that I didn't love it before. I'm just going to say I love it more now.
Yeah,
Like,
well, and that's just it. Is if you've been in the Springs for a while, people the number one complaint is chain restaurant, chain restaurant, chain restaurant. And yes, you know, now it went from Sunset to Ford Amphitheater, and everyone's shaking their fists. I said, no, this is a good thing. When these massive chains want to come and put their money in Colorado Springs, that means something really good is happening. Now, everyone knows where you can go to X, Y, and Z chain. That's fine, and there's nothing wrong with those places. But we are taking a responsibility now to introduce people that are all new to the Springs to all the local joints.
Yeah.
You know, and putting them on a bus and blasting music in their ear and taking them all over town to do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you ever do like specialty nights for people who don't have like the easiest dietary restrictions? Like, do you ever do like a gluten-free tour?
We haven't yet, but you just presented an idea. We are doing a sober tour. We're going to do a mocktail tour.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to do all sorts of foodie tours. We're doing a wing tour coming up in August.
There's only so many days of the year.
Yeah, I know. Friday and Saturdays
We do,
typically
like,
are the best right now, you know.
Okay.
But again, $25 to get on. If a group
feel
of
like
10
you
or
might
more,
need
it's
4
it's
buses.
20. Yeah, I know. If you can find me a place to store 4 buses, I've got enough room for 3
Ask
right
your
now.
wife if she wants 4 buses.
Well, let's work on number 3 first. And then we're also thinking the locomotive trolley bike. You know what those are?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because downtown doesn't have one of those.
Where did I see one of those last?
In really cool cities.
I don't know that I go to that many really cool cities.
Yeah,
but
well,
yeah.
you probably were in one, and we'll just bring one here and
Okay.
make this into a
Maybe it was
cooler city.
Chicago.
Going to be working with Chef Brother Luck.
Yes, he's fabulous.
And we're going to do a Brother Luck tour where he's
Okay.
going to take us to his favorite spots, and he's going to talk about all the.
You know, the last time I had to talk to him and we were talking about he was making food for one of the Space Foundation events.
Of course he is.
And the way he was describing it, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, but like when we talk about this, I have to remember that my face has to also look excited by this. But what you're saying, and everybody raved about it afterwards. They like, oh my God, it was so good, and like
Yeah.
whatever. And when he said it, I was like,
I don't know the words you're saying.
what? You're gonna do like freeze-dried ice cream sushi,
Sure.
something what? I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was, but
No. So
space
I've known
food.
Brother since he was a sous chef at Chi Mountain Resort, and I was a bellman running bags and parking cars. So our growth.
Yesterday.
What's that? Yeah,
Yesterday.
that was just yesterday. Yeah,
fair enough.
Whatever. I just ran into someone I went to high school with
fine.
up at Sprouts.
We can't.
And she's like, how have you been? I'm like, over the past 30 years, let's see. And I was like, 30 years?
I know, we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I've got a birthday coming up, and it's like messing with me. I'm like, oh.
You got a birthday coming up. I know a party bus.
Ayo!
Hey!
Turns out I know a guy.
I know somebody. Oh.
Maybe we craft something.
Yes. And if you want to rent the bus,
Yeah.
it's $199 an hour.
Well, that's pretty manageable to be like.
And
this is how it
the
works.
blue bus holds 40. The new one holds 46 people. So
I don't have that many friends, Johnny. Will you find me some?
if you say you have a party bus for the night, you will suddenly have more friends than you know what to do with.
Is my team my friends?
I see a bunch of people suddenly nodding in the background. Yes.
Don't look. We gotta have this conversation like this.
Just ask them to chip in, and then suddenly it becomes like $24 a night for an entire night of wherever you want to go. We'll literally take you wherever you want to go. See? It's an Uber
There's
that
so
holds
many
46 people.
options.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite place that people like to go that they give you feedback on that other people don't know about?
Gosh.
I know.
A big one during the summer so far has been Trainwreck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got so much to do. It's right in the heart of downtown.
Yeah, no, actually, I am kind of surprised that people don't know about Trainwreck, really.
The beach house out east.
Okay.
It's changed names a lot. It's like IVP now, I think.
Yeah.
Love going out there because they're super, super nice.
Yeah.
Ironically, the nicest people that we've dealt with are all these local business owners. We've actually had people that are franchisees of chain restaurants that have reached out and said, please don't come here. I said, okay, no problem. Yeah.
It's always wild to me when people are like, oh, you want me to do the business I opened to have business?
Yeah.
I've had that happen a couple times in the event
Tacos and
space.
Tequila,
You know
a very
how it
well-known
is.
place here in town.
Yeah.
And they said, no, you're not welcome here. I
Totally.
said, okie dokie.
Totally.
Could have sworn that having 50 people suddenly stop by and buy food and drinks from you is exactly why you're in business.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I've had that happen too.
Yeah.
In the event space, you see it.
Yeah.
You're like, huh, okay, well,
Yeah. And then they go
we can't
online.
gatekeep the good things.
Yeah. Well, we'll just go to the people that want us.
That's right.
Which is aplenty.
There's so many new places.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially up north. I live up in the Flying Horse area.
Yeah.
And there's so many cool new places.
On that Northgate Interquest area.
Yeah. We might start running
coming.
shuttles to Ford Amphitheater because that's still owned locally by J.W. Roth, who owns Boot Barn Hall and Bourbon Brothers. And
Notes?
It's now View, I think. View Live. Changed it again. But whatever. But yeah, I've known JW for a long time, and he's been talking about like, hey, we have limited parking. That's been an issue. So why not have the party bus out roaming the parking lot, picking people up? Why not?
This is a great idea.
Yeah.
We have so many ideas.
Yeah. that's why we
Okay,
do
but
it.
you're up north, so does that mean you're into like the northern people things? Have you been playing pickleball or something?
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
Yes. Linda. Pickleball only because I'm 45 and tennis is just too much. Yeah.
It's like a
Pickleball.
north side thing. I
Is
feel like
pickleball
I
a
don't
north side
know.
thing?
Or
You
maybe
quit
we're
drinking,
aging
you turn 45,
ourselves.
you have kids, suddenly you're playing pickleball and talking about the weather. I don't know.
But you buy a party bus to feel young again. It's fine.
Which is interesting because living in the Flying Horse neighborhood, there's a lot of like my neighbor 2 doors down. I'm like, so what do you do? He's like, oh, I'm just Brigadier General, take care of Space Force. I'm like, yeah.
Just
Yeah, he's like, what do you do? I'm like, I own a party bus. He's like, okay.
yeah, same.
Yeah, exactly. But
National security.
we weren't sure exactly how that would go over in like the Flying Horse neighborhood because you think like hoity-toity Flying Horse. No, they love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah. There's that new what's that new cocktail bar that just opened at the up off Interquest? It's like a little swanky one.
Yeah. Right there in front of Icon.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be one of our sponsors.
Perfect.
Yeah. Super excited.
I feel like there's a vibe for all.
Oh yeah. Well, and see the thing about the party bus is like some people, they're like, well, why don't you make like a VIP? I'm like, you mean like a limo? Mm-hmm. And they're like, I guess. I'm like, no, there's plenty of limos. You can get a limo and you get a limo bus and it has the blinky lights and a pole and whatever you want. But like that's not what people want. People, whether they have 10 million in the bank or they got $25 for the ticket, sometimes they just want a bus that kind of looks like an upscale dive bar on wheels. And that's what the locomotive is. There's nothing
Johnny,
fancy
you know
about
what they're
it.
really paying for though?
What's the experience?
No, it's you, my friend.
No.
They're like, come on, if I get a ticket on the party bus and there's like a walkway with lights down the middle of it, I'm expecting
What,
you to show up.
Me to swing in on wires?
I don't know.
I will gladly throw in a free selfie that no one requests. at no charge. I usually find them on the ground afterwards. Like, who was that guy? Why is he doing this?
Oh my
Should we
gosh.
call the police?
Well, it depends on which picture it is.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the attempted ego inflator, but
I mean,
no.
you're a great person to run this business.
Yeah,
You've got like so many connections in the community, and so many people already know of you. So to take the leap and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go try that thing.
Well, and that was one of the reasons that, like, we decided to hop into this was like, I never want to think about my name or any weight that carries, but I would want people to hopefully trust that my wife and I would put out a good product.
Let's call it the Joy Bus for both of y'all.
The Joyride?
Oh, I was too slow on my own joke.
We thought about calling it the Joyride, but it's sort of like having a dive bar. You know, you can't just go
Lock
and
into
rename
that.
it. Anytime any restaurant's ever renamed itself, you're like, oh, no, don't do that. It's a
Okay.
locomotive. I thank Lacey and Mike forever for coming up
Okay.
with that name.
Well, I love it. I
Yeah.
love that our community has you guys kind of in their corner and making sure that everybody knows about what to get out and see and do.
Yes.
Is there anything else coming up that we should be looking out for on the horizon? Or where can we go and actually, where do you buy tickets at? Is this Facebook?
You can go Facebook, just Local Motive on
Okay.
Facebook, or localmotivebus.com.
Local Motive Bus.
Yeah. Not loco,
Duh.
it's local
Local.
motivebus.com.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Make sure that people can find it.
Yeah, it's easy.
Thanks for chatting with me.
No, thanks for having me. It's good to see you.
I mean, okay, but we have to, on closing, we have to say, like, tell people thanks for listening, but you have to turn on the radio voice and thank them for listening.
Okay, what am I thanking them for listening to? The
Oh,
What's Good in Our Neighborhood?
Sure.
All right.
Or yourself. You can say thanks for listening to me.
No, I don't want to say that. No, but thanks for listening to What's Good in Your Neighborhood with Lauren Nicole. I'm not used to saying Lauren Nicole.
I know, it's so weird. It's fine.
With KKTV.
Perfect. Thanks for being here, Johnny.
Thanks.